Alright, welcome back to another episode of SketchySpeed. It is covered right now because it's Florida and it's supposed to rain soon. So we're going to try and knock this out real quick. It's just going to be something short and sweet today. We're going to put some spacers on and change my wheels. So up until very recently, the only wheels that I had meant for SketchySpeed are my fronts. I had just been using whatever rears I had for anything. I did buy a set of rears, but they were pretty aggressive, so I never ran them. I was just gonna have to roll the fenders, and I just never got around to it. I have now sold those wheels to Austin over at Racecourse Stuff for his Versa, and I think they look much better. So, because of the Xeric Fab angle kit that I have on here, it pushes the track width out so much wider. I had to find something with a high offset. So these Cosmos have a 30 offset on a 15x8, and they are still set about as far out as my other car does with a spacer on an 8 with a 0. So it's pretty much 25 or 30 millimeters out. So that kind of puts it at like a 0-ish. I don't know. Math's hard. It's been a long day. So I went ahead and bought 4 more of these Cosmos wheels in white. They were out of the gray, so that I would have a full set of matching wheels. So if something happens to a front, I have a rear I can throw on the front. I figure it was smarter to do that, and unfortunately add a spacer. I never wanted to add a spacer in the rear, but I will be adding a spacer in the rear now due to the high offset of the Cosmos. I never wanted to. I wanted to run wheels that were just going to be semi-aggressive in work. But now I think it's a much better idea that I just have all my wheels the same in case something happens to one of them. I immediately have another one. Also, as I'm looking at this, I never realized how bad this damage is. I just hit Brian a couple events ago, last event, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and it kind of creased in the quarter right here. So this is going inward now, and that took the paint all the way down to the metal there. So I'm gonna have to try to get behind this maybe, and with a hammer maybe. I'm definitely need to try and roll the rest of this fender because it's only partially rolled right now. So maybe I'll get to that too today, hopefully. We're at the end of the day, so I don't know how much I'm gonna get to do, but definitely swapping wheels. Quick little update, since I'm down here. Consistently, after every event, or even at every event, upper control arm comes loose. This one the right way, come on. I tightened these up before the last event, and this one's loose. I haven't checked the other side yet, but this one just came loose. Also, consistently, I've ruined an axle in every event. The first, I drove 2 events. The second one, I ruined the axle in the first one, drove the second one with the fucked up axle, and then ruined this one. I forget where, but I have grease coming out of one of these boots. I think it might be the inner boot over there. That looks like fresh grease, because the last time it was the outer boot, but I think that was the inner boot this time. So now I have new axles that need to go in here, but I also need to change the diff. That's a different day. Worrying about different stuff today. So we're gonna try and get this guard a little more flat, because I can still stick my finger behind a lot of this. So we're gonna try and get that more flat. We're trying to go further over as well. I gotta get some dirt out of here, because of course now there's tire all up in here. So brush some of that out and heat it up and roll it, and hopefully we can kind of push this lower portion of the quarter back out. Hopefully. Now that I've started this, I'm realizing it would be smart to do this when I pull the diff out, because of the welded diff, I'm fucking spinning everything. So that's annoying. So I think I'm going to just kind of do this right now, and I will come back to it when I pull the diff and axles out, because I'm changing the axles and the diff anyway. So I guess I'll do it then. Shoot, I wanted to get this done, but just turning the entire drive line to do this. Well, you know, welded diff. Also, we are racing the rain, I think. It's looking worse. All right, finishing up the passenger side. All right, now just gotta torque them down. It must be getting ready to rain because Daisy ran away now. What you doing? What's going on? Come grab our wheel. Okay, full disclosure, this might still be a little aggressive. So, it's a 15x8 plus 30, which isn't aggressive at all. But that's gonna be like in here, you know? This isn't even the tire size I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run a 205/50. But with the spacer, oh yeah, we're gonna need to roll them fenders. I didn't math and I thought +5 was gonna be fine. It might still be aggressive. But we're gonna put it on and put it on the ground and see what it looks like. It's starting to get windy, so we're really racing the rain at this point. I gotta go grab my other wheel. Ah! Anybody else keep wheels in the house? Or is it just me? Go, Daisy dog, go! Yeah, about dropped it right on its face. Alright, so luckily this side is rolled a little bit more. The guard still isn't all the way tucked in the corner here, and it doesn't go all the way down, which we will fix that again when I pull the diff. Alright, let's tighten this up. Okay. So, yeah, with a 205 on there, I'm gonna have to pull the fender more. I probably should test fit these without a spacer and see what it's gonna be, because I don't know if I'd want to get away with that, because then, oh, hang on, because I am still more poked in the front than the rear. I don't know if I want to suck that in. I kind of want to suck that back, tuck that back in. I might not even run a spacer with how much camber tops out from the front. Oh, I don't know, that looks okay because of how much more pulled the fender is there. I just know I'm gonna slam these on the wall. I don't know. I'm undecided. 5 on this. That's gonna totally change this. I also have no idea my rear alignment specs right now. Everything is completely eyeballed. I have not toe plated the rear, and I've only adjusted the camber by looking at tire wear. So I don't even know where I'm at with that. Well, I was gonna test this without the spacer, but I can hear the sprinkles hitting the top, so I'm gonna put everything away. All right, so I did the math on willtheyfit.com, and it says that these 16x9 plus 15 with a 205/45 on them should be extremely similar to what my 195, 55, 15 on a positive 5 on a 15x8 should be. But I don't think so. I think I can't see that being right, because the 205 looked like it was much further in there. This looks way more aggressive to me. Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around this. I should have took the wheel back off, because now that I put everything away, the sprinkling stopped and it's not gonna rain anymore. What do you think, Daisy? Oh, okay. She's gonna go check out what those dog noises are. Alright, it got the best of me. So, this is no spacer, which honestly isn't that bad. The spokes help it be more aggressive. So I guess that's kind of what I'm looking for. I guess I could run no spacer, but the math wasn't mathing the way that I looked at it online. See, from here, it doesn't look nearly as aggressive. But from the front, it kind of did. But again, I'm going to have a 205 on here, so maybe I should rotate them and see what the 205 looks like back here. Or I can just go ahead and buy 205s because I'm going to need them in a couple months anyway. To see what it really looks like. I would kind of like a little bit of poke. But I feel like the 25 mil is too much poke. Well, I've got a lot of contemplating to do. Or a lot of fender rolling to do. Maybe I just roll the shit out of the fenders and run the spacer. That's probably what I'll end up doing. So it's aggressive. Even though I was going away from the super aggressive, I'm still here. Getting too aggressive. The whole point was to make it easy. And the math online said it was going to be easy. Ay. Alright, well, I'm going to leave this spacer off and contemplate my life. Because now that it actually does look good without a spacer, I can just still run any wheels. I thought I was going to have to run a spacer to have any kind of fitment. But this is actually pretty decent, so I think we're going to run no spacer. So I'm going to contemplate my life on this for a while. Plus it's getting dark, and it never did rain. But I'm still expecting it to rain, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, back to contemplating my life, back to contemplating SketchySpeed, and hopefully swapping the diff soon, because I have a new diff for the car. And axles, because I gotta replace that axle again. Alright, thanks for stopping by. You gotta get it, dude. You gotta get it. Oh, jeez. Oh boy. Oh.